Pull Trash.
And here to join us as he does every Monday of our number one, I wish I had the video creator when you will actually see it of the ready, aim, pull Trash. No credentials required zone. Ryan McCarthy, how you doing, man?
Playoff hockey. I love it. I love playoff hockey.
Hold on. We got a important question to ask though. What's the brew today?
It's Invader Coffee, and I mixed together some of the Chocolate Lust and the Day of the Dead. So I guess you could call it Chocolate Death. I can't think of another creative name for it. So
Invader Coffee, the official coffee of No Credentials Required and Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
All right, when you got to retrieve receipts
for?
You told me about my Tampa Bay Lightning. Unfortunately, these
all right.
Nut jobs
before we trade receipts, let's.
I'm very confused.
before we trade receipts,
I haven't had a sip of my coffee yet. Let me just get some coffee in before we trade receipts.
Before we trade receipts. So we got a chance to witness, and I'm glad you actually said this. We got a chance to witness yesterday 2 Game 7s where both road teams advanced.
Mm-hmm.
And now tonight we get a third. And it will be the third and final Game 7 of the Stanley Cup first round in 2023, where your Devils host the Rangers.
This is not at the Garden.
No, it's not.
It's in the Prudential Center in Newark. So tell me, sir, how do you feel going into tonight's Game 7?
All right, Waz, you can answer that too.
I'm nervous as heck. Especially because it's against the Rangers. It's a crosstown rival.
Yeah.
So it's Game 7. It's on the line. It's the first time we've had a Game 7 against the Rangers since 94.
94?
94.
The Eastern Conference Finals. Wow.
Eastern Conference Final. Yeah.
That's one of the most legendary playoff series I've ever seen. That one in particular.
And my toes skate was still in the crease. I 30 years later, he's still
I'm about to see. It's almost 30 years later, and you're still a little salty about it, huh? Wow.
Just a little bit. Just a little.
And to answer your question, Playmaker, why is this going to be epic? What are the keys to keys of victory for each team?
For the Devils, it's to repeat games 3, 4, and 5. They played such good defense 3, 4, 5. Jack Hughes has got to get scoring. Jesper Bratt has to get scoring. For the Rangers, it's just keep doing what they're doing. They stomped on the Devils the first 2 games, then stomped them in Game 6.
Game 6.
They got to get their power. They got to keep scoring the power play because in games 3, 4, and 5, the Devils I think allowed no power play goals and I think 11 chances. So the Devils just got to keep doing. They got to play their strengths, and the Rangers got to play their strengths. It's going to be, and it's. I'm hoping that it's not a blowout for either side. I want to see a close game. I want to see games like last night's games. I'm hoping that comes to it because like the last time the Rangers had a Game 7 it was last year against Carolina, and they curb stomped them.
Yeah,
absolutely curb stomped them, and it was non-climactic. It was anticlimactic. It was fait accompli by the second period. So I think we're in for a close matchup tonight. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the best team win. That team being the New Jersey Devils.
Well, and before we get to, oh Lord, another who has a vested interest is Andrew. He says, "I'm a nervous wreck over here."
Yep.
He says, "Lindy better not switch the lineup at all."
Nope.
He says, "It also comes down to limiting the penalties," which, for any big time game, whether we're talking about whatever sport, it definitely is about who makes the least amount of mistakes.
Mhm.
And whoever
Absolutely.
does it helps and lends to a W. So I'm assuming you, if you were to put on your analyst hat and take off your fan hat, you'd probably say the Devils will advance. I will ask this: the winner advances to play Carolina. Who do you think would be a better matchup for the Hurricanes?
It'll be the Devils.
Mhm.
And analytically speaking, it's the Devils because I think they won the season series this year, if I'm not mistaken. Devils struggle against them early, but once they start to come together, I know Carolina has they have some of their best players are battling injury or they're out for the rest of the year. Was it Svechnikov who's out for the rest of the year? So it's I think New Jersey would be a better matchup for Carolina in terms of who would win that series. I mean, the Rangers, you can say the same for the Rangers too.
Mm-hmm.
You can say the same for the Rangers too. The Rangers play heavy. They play a heavy style of hockey. They got big up front. They've got big time players up front too. They got Tarasenko. They got Kane. We all know how much Snowman loves his Patrick Kane.
Oh yes,
so,
yes, former Blackhawk. He definitely
former Blackhawk. Yeah,
definitely loves
so
Patrick Kane. Mm-hmm.
So either one of these teams could beat Carolina and advance to the Eastern Conference Final. But it's just going to be I'm more interested right now in the Atlantic. What's happening in the Atlantic between Toronto and Boston?
And Florida.
I mean Florida.
Oh. Okay. So you must have a Bruin either fan or hater that you want to rub in the face of.
No,
for you to say that.
I'm just tired of Boston sports fan.
Oh Lord. Oh good Lord. Why'd you have to say that?
See,
I work with a fellow. I work with a gentleman where all I had to do was mention Boston and he will say Boston. Isn't that right, Mr. Stuck in My Mind?
See,
between the city of New York and the city of Montreal, I don't know which one of these cities is more cumulative this morning. I'm not the only one. Just right wise, you're not. Between the Yankees and my Yankees fandom and my Jets fandom, we share the same mind.
Yeah. You all are screw Boston. Gotcha.
See, now remember when we talked about the Boston Bruins and how everybody was fluctuated with the Boston Bruins. They're gonna get the record. They're gonna do all this. I'm like, that don't mean nothing when it comes to the playoffs. I have seen teams who have wanted to be in my turn, but like
wait.
one of them who got ousted in the playoffs.
What did I say? I said just because you win the President's Cup does not guarantee that you're going to win it all. In fact, you might get bounced in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen more recently get bounced in the first round than have advanced and win it all. And we see yet another President's Cup champion get bounced in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
But I see that nobody gave them a chance.
And Andrew joins in with both McCarthy and Wise in saying hashtag F Boston. And Andrew, if you're not watch mentality, you'll be proud of Wise because whenever we talk about Boston, he leads off with that.
And let me ask McCarthy this question though, because this is something that I noticed about my Tampa Bay Lightning. If Game 4 doesn't happen the way it does happen, does Tampa Bay win that series? Because I believe after Game 4, because I know my Lightning, after a loss like that, they can't get back up. They just can't get back up after a loss.
That's a great question, playmaker. Who knows? It's how the Lightning pulled a Maple Leafs in Game 4 is beyond me.
Pulled a Maple Leafs.
Is beyond me.
That's what they did.
They did. I know, but I'm very that team with that caliber with that many veteran players. You're the Eastern three-time defending Eastern Conference champ.
Thank you.
And you couldn't get out of the first round this year because you had that epic collapse in Game 4.
Thank you for not doing Booker T. Josh Mahler, welcome to the fam, sir. I hope you continue to be part of the fam. He says the winner of the Rangers Devils may win it all. I just don't see another team tough enough to make it through. I'll say this: these first 6 games between the Rangers and the Devils, physical. I mean, that's all I can say. Physical.
I would say this,
and that's right down my alley. Any type. I don't care if it's hockey. I don't care if it's football. I don't care if it's baseball. I don't care if it's basketball. But definitely hockey. I want to see physical play.
Mm-hmm.
Teams that look cute on the ice, it's like, okay, that's fine. I'd rather have 1 or 2 of those guys who can skate rings around people and can just give pressure onto the goal. But I want to see Muzz just get smashed. I love bruisers, and I love physical play.
That's what playoff hockey is all about.
And
the President's Cup team is ousted.
Yep,
that's right.
Your Stanley Cup matchup ousted.
Yeah. Defending champs.
The defending champs gone. Yeah. So yes, we have done the ready, aim, pull, trash to the President's Cup champ and the defending champs. And now
you're gonna get a whole new Stanley Cup matchup.
And now we get to the receipts. Now, what were you talking about receipts, Playmaker?
Oh, I have one more thing to add. So, fun fact about that Seattle Colorado series. Seattle scored first in every single game of that series.
Yeah, it's important to start strong.
Yeah, and they led the league in first goals.
And thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Ryan. You now have made Wise feel right at home when he says couldn't happen to a better team than the Bruins. Boston. I just might throw him a. Bro,
really? You can end it like that,
bro.
right there.
By the way, Wise, you'll be happy to know that Dave Portnoy was suffering on Twitter last night during this game. He was suffering.
Wise. Next mentality episode, I might throw you a bone. I might have to have us talk a little bit about that.
You know what? Give Boston another salute.
Running, aim, ho, trash. A Pizzle, who's of course happy that the Bruins took an L because his Panthers advanced in spite of them. I mean, in lieu of them. He says, Boston Bruins, trash.
Boston Bruins, trash.
Boston Bruins,
trash.
Oh my gosh! All right, receipt. What receipts do you need to exchange, Playmaker?
Yeah, what's going on, Playmaker?
And I gave it because I sure didn't think my line was going to collapse the way that they did. I'm like, dang, really?
So you're not going to root for the Panthers in the next round?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would, but Toronto got over the hump. And you know how a team who finally get over that hump, that springs them forward.
Yeah.
So I think Toronto's going to be favored in this series coming up.
I don't know.
They do have home ice advantage, so yeah.
They have home ice, but that's not going to matter.
But I'm saying, but you learn no matter what sport. You look at the history of sports, hockey, baseball, basketball. When that team finally gets over that one hurdle that they just can't get over, once they get over it, they feel like a whole new team.
You realize that 95% of Canada now doesn't like you anymore, Playmaker, do you? They hate Toronto.
They hate Toronto.
They hate Toronto.
It goes back what Cole said earlier when Bill was talking about the Warriors. Me and him ain't Warriors fan, but we gonna speak the truth.
I know. Well, that's good for you.
But it's like it was. Yeah. How long has it been since Toronto won a playoff series?
2004 was.
I was about to say
prior to this past weekend. It was 2004.
Almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
They finally won the playoff series. I'm just saying they might give them a little more boost now. They say we finally got over that hump. Now we can rock and roll.
And are they are the Maple Leafs feeling sad that they're not facing off against the Bruins?
Bishop Bullwinkle, can you answer that question?
Good call on that one, Ryan. Good call on that one, Ryan. Sing it, bitch. Woo!
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Wise says, in Boston's case, they trash.
See,
Oh my God.
you're not going to contain Wise on when it comes to Boston.
What did I
Cole
do?
can't even contain Wise when it comes to Boston.
What did I start with Bizarro Wise? I tell you. Yes, I ought to do just mention Boston, and he just goes off.
Because Bizarro Wise.
Bizarro Wise just gets he just gets going. I can't say I hate it. I love it. Sig says, Sig Dicky all the way from Norway. Good afternoon to you, sir. He says, I'll allow it this time, but please keep it clean, Wise.
Now when it comes to Boston, that ain't happening.
That's not happening. Oh, and Victor, he says, and now Ryan McCarthy is trying to summon Bizarro Wise.
I need to, if I was oh my goodness, I just had a thought. I need a prop urn.
A prop urn
to summon Bizarro Wise, like Paul Bearer. Like Paul Bear.
Oh, not a prop urn. Oh, Lord. A prop urn. Victor, another one of the genius ad writers, along with Ryan and Sick. He says, "This is a public service announcement. This is a public service announcement from Wise and the crew, Boston. This has been a public service announcement from Wise and the crew." Oh, all right.
They is going in on Boston.
Okay, so.
But to answer your question, Ryan McCarthy, if one of the Panthers was to, upset another team, I won't be sharing a tear at all.
And neither will a pizzle.
Nope.
But there was a figure that made me ill when I saw Game 6 between the Rangers and the Devils.
Oh, boy.
Up on the screen, I saw 20,000 blue shirts welcome an idiot who drinks.
You talking about the same one that welcomed him in the game yesterday, which we're going to get into after we get done with Ryan McCarthy. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, New York. I'm sorry, Watts, but your Knicks got to get it. After the break, your Knicks got to get it.
But yes, they were greeting the idiot who drinks ayahuasca, picks feet, and talks ill and blames every teammate on the man in Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, guy. He's a joke now.
He's so much of a joke, it's not even funny. But congratulations on the Jets signing Aaron Rodgers, but I'm not going to talk about him. I just had to mention how ill he makes me, period. But I do want to talk about your Jets and the 2023 draft. What are your impressions?
They didn't need to be flashy, and they weren't. Not last year. They had to make splash picks. They had to, excuse me. They got the 3 first rounders. At the 3 first rounders, they got Breece Hall. I mean, pretty much every single draft pick contributed to that 2022 team.
Right.
This year, they didn't really have to go flashy. They didn't have to go for the big name. You saw they picked Will McDonald in the first round.
Right.
Some people call it, some pundits, I'm putting in air quotes.
Right.
Thought it was a reach, thought it was a panic pick because all the four premier tackles got selected first. But if you watch Will McDonald's game film, that kid is a freak. And Joe Douglas tends to go for the athletic freaks. He tends to go for the guy with the high RAS score, the raw athletic score.
Mm-hmm.
So he got that guy. He's got McDonald. He got the kid from Pitt. They selected in the 4th round. Who's going to take a little bit of pressure off of
Breece Hall.
Take a little bit of pressure off of Breece Hall, especially since we don't know when he's going to return during the season. They got Joe Tippmann in the 2nd round. Mm-hmm. The mulleted cowboy, as I call him. It was just a great pick. They got another tackle. They're building the trenches. They're putting depth in the trenches, which is where you need it the most. So they got the center for the future, who's a lot of Jets fans are calling the next Nick Mangold. It could be true. It could. We'll see. But I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for the season. And
so you think Joe Tippin is the next Nick Mangold? That's interesting.
I didn't say that.
He
I just said
didn't say
a lot
that.
of
He
a
said
lot of Jets
that.
fans are saying if he turns out to be the next Nick Mangold, awesome, great, love it. But I think he'll be a starter. I'm not sure if he's going to win the job outright this season because he just re-signed Connor McGovern.
Oh, he's going to see time. He's going to see time on the field this year.
He's going to definitely see time on the field, especially if injuries start. Please, Lord, no injuries on the offensive line, please. This year,
How about no?
get to swing McGovern to the guard and have Joe Tippmann play center.
You might want to rephrase that to no injuries to your team. Period.
No, I mean, yeah. The two of their best offensive players got injured last year. The whole season just crazy.
After a 6-3, wonderful 6-3 start, it just went because of that. Yeah, it's true. So out of all the draft picks, which was I think 7 that they actually took in this weekend, which one do you think will make the immediate impact like a Sauce Gardner and a Garrett Wilson?
I think it's going to be Tippmann.
Okay.
I think about Tippmann. I mean, hey, you shush. Another reason was to my cat's going crazy for some reason. The one reason why they picked McDonald at edge in the first round is because I think Carl Lawson's going to be a cap casualty eventually, and I don't know if they're going to re-sign Bryce Huff, who has also made a pretty big impact on the Jets pass rush last year. We had that sack against the Bills that had them upset the Bills in week 9. That caused Josh Allen's elbow to kind of turn inside out. So
and that probably messed the rest of his year up.
And that definitely messed up the rest of this year. Oh, by the way, did the Buffalo Bills do anything to address their run game?
That's a rhetorical question. Don't you answer that.
No, I'm grunting because it upsets me that they seem to not want to address it.
No, they don't.
Somebody take Victor. Somebody get Victor.
Oh, I'll get to Victor. I saw it. I'll get to Victor.
No, I'm saying somebody get him out of here.
I'll get to Victor because he going buck wild. He going buck. I like it. He's going buck wild.
He is. I love it.
All right. I love it, and we love you, sir. I know that unfortunately, I know you would love to hang, but I know your time is valuable and precious.
Yeah.
So tell us where we can find you, and what are we going to see on now? No credentials required. Monday nights.
That's right. 7 p.m. starting tonight. We're going Monday nights from now until Labor Day. 7 p.m. Eastern on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter channels. We're hoping to get more subscribers on Rumble so we can live stream to Rumble as well. Just another platform to stream on. And yeah, so if you can't catch it you can catch it on the replay, but you also catch the audio side if you want to listen on podcasts. I might do a draft special / Aaron Rodgers reaction special with my buddy Dan, who's in South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down, Cole. Hey, listen.
You said Aaron Rodgers' reaction. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm going to say this: if the Jets win the Super Bowl this year, I'm going to be insufferable. I just want to warn you. Just want to warn you guys.
All right, so
New Yorkers will be insufferable. We already know.
We're already insufferable enough as it is, right, Wise?
All right, so let me go to the calendar here. And that Super Bowl is in February. Okay, that means that Monday take off if Jets win. Okay.
Yeah.
I said if. I didn't say when. I just said.
I said if Jets win. So that means I will be in my living room.
But that's the hope. Yeah, you're gonna be like Snowman in 2016 during the World Series Game 7. Hunkered down with beer and pizza in my room.
But that would require the Jets to actually have a solid quarterback, which they still do not have. That is Ryan McCarthy. I'm sorry.
Give me some of Nurse MSD's. Give me some of Nurse MSD's incense.
I'm sorry. It's Ryan McCarthy, who's a wonderful, wonderful brother of ours. Brother Yes, joining us on Coffee with McCarthy and Snowman in the Morning, Cole Johnson. Have a wonderful rest of your week, brother, and be blessed.
Thanks, fellas.
I hope to see you again out to chat later on this week and today, and we will do this again next Monday.
That's right. Every Monday. Thanks, guys.
See you, brother.